Hello and welcome. So we're going to talk about DuoLingo. DuoLingo is a free website that allows you to learn languages. You can learn a variety of languages. There's no gotchas, there's no catches, so you don't have to pay for additional lessons once you get into the site. You don't have to give them a lot of information about yourself. It's actually a pretty simple to use and fairly open website. It's also available as an app, so if you have a Android or iOS device, you can download the app for free from your device's app store, and you can use it that way if you so prefer. So what I'm going to be showing you today is actually the web-based version, and I'm using Google Chrome, so if you're using a different web browser, it might look slightly different, but it should generally look the same. You're going to start by going to duolingo.com up on the top of your web browser. And when you first get here, you're going to see a picture of a globe and a big green button that says Get Started. So if you click Get Started, it will give you a variety of languages to choose from that you can learn. I'm going to use Spanish as the example because currently Twinsburg Public Library is doing a Big Learn initiative where we're trying to teach all of Twinsburg the Spanish language. So we hope to teach everyone a new skill, and we have decided to choose the Spanish language because Twinsburg residents have a natural interest in it. We're always being asked about additional Spanish classes that we could possibly offer. And it is the second most common language in the US, so there's a practical side to learning it as well. So I'm going to click on Spanish because that's what I want to learn. Now at this point, it's going to take you to the Spanish area, and it's going to give you a welcome screen. If you choose to have a tour, Duolingo will show you around. But since I'm actually the one giving you the tour right now, I'm going to choose Skip Tour. And the first thing that Duol does is it asks you to choose a path. Do you want to test out of certain lessons, or do you want to start at the very beginning? So if you have a Spanish background, if you started speaking Spanish before, you can choose to test out. So if you already know words like hola, ¿cómo estás? You don't have to go through those lessons again. If you're brand new to the language, you could start at the very beginning. So you would learn things like hello, how are you? And start at the very, very beginning. Now you do have to choose a path in order to get started. So once you make your selection, Duolingo is going to either prompt you to take the test or complete basics. You have to complete these first 3 lessons before you can move on. Now, to save time, I'm going to go ahead and log into my personal account so that you can see what it looks like as you're progressing in your language learning adventure. Up here at the top, I'm going to click Sign In. Now, if you do not have an account, you can create an account by clicking Create Profile here or the white button up top. The benefits of creating an account, you get to save your progress, so that way you don't have to keep repeating lessons over and over again. And you earn little awards like these little fake, what they call lingots, looks like little fake gems, which I'll talk about a little bit later. So there's some incentive to create an account. If you do decide to create an account, all they ask for is your email, to create a username, and to create a password. You'll notice that adding your legal first full name actually is not really required. It is optional. So they're very friendly to their customers. They don't require you to fill a long form. If you prefer, you can sign up with Facebook or Google+, but you don't have to if you don't want to. What I'm going to do right now is go ahead and sign in. So once you sign in, you should see your little profile badge up top. You can choose to add a picture. You don't have to. I'm going to click the home button to kind of take you back and show you what it looks like once you've either placed out of basics or completed the basic lessons. Once you've completed the basic lessons, you'll notice that we have these little emblems. Each emblem represents a different mini curriculum. So if I were to click on phrases, I'll have 3 lessons and phrases that I can take. At the bottom we have tips and notes, so this actually explains more of the grammar behind what you're doing. But the way Duolingo actually teaches you, they don't focus so much on the academic grammar of a language. They kind of throw the language at you, and you learn by actually doing, which is how we learn language as children. We're just thrown into a world where adults are talking and we start to learn as we listen to them. So Duolingo kind of has the same idea where we're thrown into a world where we hear the language, we see the language, and we learn just by doing and repeating. So as you scroll down, you'll see there's a bunch of different levels. Look up at top, I have a 25% fluency, which means I've created of the Spanish lessons. If you have a LinkedIn account, you can add these little badges to your LinkedIn account to kind of showcase your new bilingual abilities, or multilingual if this is a third or fourth language that you're learning. Lesson 6 before you can move on to phrases and basics, before you can move on to food, animals, and plurals. Now, once you get past the level, it's up to you which one of these lesson plans you select first. But you do have to complete both before you move on. So let's say you're on this new level here with food, animals, and plurals. Well, if you're more interested in animals, you can learn animals first. You don't have to learn it in order of food, animals, plurals. In fact, fourth. So Duolingo they do have specific levels you learn and when. Another, having an account, Duolingo will also remind you. So this is something that I've always had problems with is I don't always remember to practice. And Duolingo won't let me forget. So they'll text me if I choose to be texted. They'll pop up on their app and say, hey, you need to practice if I select that. Or they'll email you if you rather be emailed. So however you prefer to be contacted, they will contact you and they will remind you every day to practice. So once you start to complete these lessons, you'll start to earn what they call lingets, these little red gems. There's no real world monetary value for them. You can't purchase them with real money. They're purely fake gaming tokens. So as you earn these little gems, you can purchase additional features through 2 days. You can freeze it so that way you don't lose your streak. And these are all different features that you can get with your fake gems. So time practice, a Spanish progress quiz. Do that if you don't want to. Up at the top where it says words, if you click that, this is actually a list of vocabulary that you use. And some of mine are not so good, so I need to practice these more. You can do flashcards, so if you want to do so. Discussion is where you can talk with other Duolingo users, so if you have a question, they may have an answer. And this could be technically, so if there's something wrong with the platform or website that you can't get it to work, you can post here, or if it's something with the language, so if you don't understand conjugation, you can ask someone to explain conjugation in Spanish or French or what have you. After you start to learn the language, you'll notice that you can go into what's called immersion. So immersion, people will have documents for you to translate. So they could be website documents, they can be novels, they can be just different things, public domain articles, things like that, that would give you the practice to translate. You can also check other people's translations. So what do these lessons look like? Well, what I'll do right now, I will give you a very quick lesson. So let's do basics. I know I can get through that really quickly. So notice these lessons. I can just strengthen. So that means that I don't have to go through each of these if I don't want to. I can just do strengthen, and I can do a quick practice for words I know. So here, I can listen to the sentence, I can read the sentence, and then translate the sentence. At the top, you'll notice you see a blue bar. This shows you your progress for the practice. If you did not want to complete the lesson, you don't have to. You can quit. So if you're done and you don't want to strengthen it anymore, you can click quit and it will bring you back. So besides translating Spanish into English and English into Spanish sentences, another option they have is for saying a phrase. So I don't know if I can get it to, let's see. So here I have to complete the sentence. And notice that it's not telling me why I'm picking the words I'm picking. It just kind of pushes me and prompts me to choose these words. So you start to learn the rules of conjugation and you start to learn the grammar of the language just by actually doing it. So one of the other things that hasn't come up is they will prompt you to say or practice a sentence. So yo bebo agua. And it will not only make sure that you're saying the correct words, but that your pronunciation is also correct. So you can score between 1 to 100 on that, I believe. And I say I believe because I've never scored higher than the 60. My pronunciation is something where I really need to practice more. So it will let you know if you're pronouncing the words correctly. So that is Duolingo in a gist. And if you're curious, we can always sit on one-on-one coaching to also explain it. We are doing a Twinsburg Speak Spanish initiative here at the library, so if you're curious about other Spanish events that are occurring at the library, we can let you know. There will be a new website to kind of showcase that, or a new web page, I should say. And you can always ask us at the library what other Spanish events are happening. With that, are there any questions? All right, well, thank you for coming to today's webinar. It was a quick one because Duolingo is actually pretty simple. It's really easy to use. Feel free to contact us again at the library if you need any help. Thank you so much.